Hey everybody, how you doing? And welcome back to Real Talk with Matt. Today I wanted to shift gears a little bit, and we're not talking about rates, mortgages, or the housing market. Today is all about something bigger. We're talking about chasing your goals and dreams here. Everyone has a dream. Some people want to buy their first home, some people want to start a business, some people just want to break out of the cycle they feel stuck in. And I'm sure we could all relate to this. But here's what I learned. Dreams don't work unless you do. You need three things to make it happen: discipline, resilience, and action. Today, I want to break down what those mean, how I've lived them in my own journey, and how you can apply them to whatever dream you're chasing right now. Welcome to Real Talk with Matt. Dreams don't work without discipline, resilience, and making it happen. So let's talk about it. Discipline is simple. It's doing what you said you're going to do. Long after the mood, you said it's gone. All right. So think about this. We all talk about certain things. We want to do a podcast. We want to accelerate in our business. We want to go to the gym, get fit, all those different things. Right. And nothing is preventing you from doing it. And I say that a lot. It's all about right here. Right. So if you have the mindset, you have the heart, you have the drive to do it, you're going to be able to do it, but you really got to focus on it. And I'll tell you, like, starting Anchor Home Loans, my new company, if you want to talk about discipline, resilience, and all the different things that go with it, I'll raise my hand. I'm still going through a lot of different things of home ownership, not home ownership, but business ownership and how to do all those things. And, it's a lot of work and it sounds easy on paper. And, people say, oh, yeah, just do this or do that. Um, it's a lot more than that. And especially in my industry, there's so many things that go involved in getting approved to be a mortgage loan originator, number one, which I've told that story many times. A little bit. So that's one thing. And when you own your own company, so you have to do mortgage loan originating for 2 years, and probably like real estate, you probably have to be a realtor for 2 years, maybe longer. I don't know, but you know, I will say this: everything sounds great on the other side, and it is freaking awesome on the other side. But you really got to network with the right people, so you know how to do those things, and you can be successful doing it. A good example of this would be like fitness. And I know a lot of people do this and get into this mindset after the first of the year, maybe not so much anymore. Because I think as our culture grows and making America more healthy again, thank you. I think people have a different mindset, but it's like at the end of the year, and we're going to the new year, people are like, oh, I'm going to go hit the gym and get in shape. And I'll tell you this, like, you could get in shape without doing that, but if your goal is to build muscle and those type of things, you got to show up every day, because if you go to the gym for a week or a month and then stop, guess what? You're going to lose all the progress that you made, and again, the discipline on that. And I think we've all been there many times where maybe we start off strong on something and then all of a sudden we get retracted back because life always hits us with things. But that's the thing, is like, you got to start thinking like, what's your end goal, and then stick to it. And every year I make goals, and every year I review my goals throughout the year and see how I'm doing with them. And if there's things I need to improve on, then I'm going to improve on them. I set a goal at the beginning of this year about podcasting and how I'm going to do more podcasts. And, of course, I started a new company and I had a couple months to figure it all out. So now I'm ramping these up to try to hit my goal, because I know at the end of the year, I made a commitment to do 54 different podcasts, and I got some work to do with that. But the biggest thing is, I would say out there, if you're feeling in a certain way, like you want to do something, whether it's work related, school related, health related, whatever it may be, is you got to start thinking how you're going to do it, map it out, and how you're going to stay on track to do it every single day. And I want to ask you guys out there, think about an area where, you let motivation fade. And then what would happen if you just kept showing up no matter what? Do you think you would have a different outcome? And I live by this. And yes, I have my days. I think we all have our days at certain points where, things are good. And then the next day, things are not good. And we have our moments, and that's okay. But you got to wake up with that mindset of, it doesn't matter what's going to hit my roadblock today. I'm going to go after it, and I'm going to do it better than anybody else and different than everybody else. And that's how you create your name and your brand, right? I always say, what's your why? What's your purpose? What's your brand? So, an activity to do too is like, Google yourself, like, what's out there. I do it all the time. if you can't tell I do loans and mortgages and with content, then I don't know. I mean, that's all I do. So those are things there. But resilience is another thing too. Like it's your ability to bounce back. Okay. And it's how you respond when things don't go your way. I think that we all run into these things every single day, and I posted this little reel this morning and it was about water. Like water flows and no matter what's in its way. So if it's a rock, guess what? It goes around the rock. If it's a dam, it builds up and goes around the dam. Whatever it might be, water keeps flowing. Nothing can stop it. Right. And that's how people need to start thinking, you know? And resilience is something that it's there. It's a thing. It's a real thing that we all go through. And these are things that you need to start thinking and being proactive. How can you get beyond that? And I always talk about like your inner circle. Who's your friends? Who's your circle? Who's your influencers? Who are the people that are in your corner to help you? And that's how you get through these things. It's not about envy. It's not about they're better than me. It's not about those things because people generally want to help, but you got to ask for it too. And you also got to check in who your circle is. I know a lot of people, and I'm just going to throw it out there, are all about the clicks, especially here in Naples. Like I see it all the time. Like the clicks don't do shit for you, right? I don't have a click. I'm not like showing up to like these airplane hangars and pretending I'm a real producer or whatever they call it these days. Like I know what I do and I do enough loans to be in the top 1% of the country. And now a one man show, and I love it. And my passion is helping people. And those are the things that you got to think of. Like resilience, it sucks, but it makes you better. Resilience sucks, but it makes you better. Because if you don't fall back or have that bounce back, then you're not going to ever get better or know how to get around it. And like I remember when I first doing mortgages, like my first couple of deals, like I want to talk about all the things. Like I got defeated 100 times in the beginning, but you know what? I learned, and I was always resilient. I was like, all right, whatever. Then there's a hiccup. I'm going to go around it. I'm the flow of water. There's always a way around things, and that's the thing out there is that you really got to think about the things that you failed on life, on anything, and then what would you do differently to fix it next time? How can you get around it next time? And those are things that are important, You got to think about it too. Like a good analogy would be now that we have football starting tomorrow. Yay. America's team. Let's go, Dallas. Sure, they're going to get their asses kicked by the Eagles, but what else is new? But if you think about sports teams like golf, football, whatever it may be, you could lose a game, but they don't just give up. Like I've seen some crappy teams go one win for the season, but they're still playing, right? You don't just give up and say, maybe next year. Same with golf. Like, think about it. You got all these people on the tour, and sometimes all it takes is somebody who's leading the way to shank a couple in the woods. The next thing you know, you're climbing up the leaderboard. Like you just don't ever give up. And that's my message today is that if you're feeling a certain way about something, and you threw in the towel or were thinking about throwing the towel, pick that damn towel up, put it back on your shoulder and go after it. Okay. Because you got this. I don't care what anybody says. There's a will, there's a way. Okay. And instead of asking why me, ask what is this teaching me? Like, what are your lessons? Like, don't think because you got a setback, it's because of you. It's because that's how life works. And you got to start thinking is what are you learning from this as a teaching point and how are you going to prevent whatever it may be from holding you back on that dream that you have or that goal. And I want you to think about a setback or maybe how you are currently today. Is there something out there where you're like, man, I really wish I did this or I could have done this better? Those are the things I want you to start thinking about because that's how you get better at doing what you're doing or what your goals are. And that's how it really you make things happen. Dreams plus discipline plus resilience equals results. And you'll hear it from all the people out there that are very successful. Do you think like Tesla just, they got up one day and said, let's go make a car battery. And next thing you know, like they're making billions of dollars? Hell no. They failed so many times. And I've done the Apple story, the same thing. Like Tim Cook got fired from his own company. Think about that. you create this awesome brand. I love my MacBook. I love my Apple products. And you have a vision this way, and the board of directors have a vision that way. And then you get fired from your own company. So think about the resilience with that, you know? So kind of like making it happen. So obviously, as you know, I went on my own. I have my own company, Anchor Home Loans LLC. And I'm going through some things right now, and now they're coming because we're rocking and rolling right now. We're killing it. Not only on interest rates that are just slamming everybody else, but I'm crushing it. We got a lot of good things going on, a lot of great loan production going on in a short period of time. So, I mean, I'm on my goal to help 140 families this year, and I keep increasing it every single year. But I will tell you this, like I'm trying to get my license 100% done in Georgia and in Tennessee. Right now we got Florida. Florida was easy. Texas was pretty easy, but man, I'm having a tough time with Florida. They just changed all these rules and laws and regulations. And every time we get one step closer, it's like we go a couple steps back, and then you got to do three more things to get forward. I feel like we're right there on Georgia. Tennessee is kind of a whole different world, but that one's in the works as well. So we're excited about that. So that way we have the whole Southeast region pretty much in play. But, you know, even getting the VA sponsorship, it took me 45 days with the VA to get sponsored to do VA loans. And what a pain in the ass it is. And veterans out there who have to go through that, like I feel for you now. And I'm just trying to help veterans as well. But man, the pushback, not the pushback, but just like the organization and how it works is just like, holy crap. You'd be amazed how much goes into all the little things that I have to do or have been doing to make sure my company is running as smooth as possible. And that's the thing is like when you start looking at those things is you got to think like, all right, you're going to have pushbacks. I knew going into this, like it sounded freaking awesome. I'm still geeked up about it, but it's like, man, I'm like, oh, again, another pushback with NMLS or something like that. But we're going through it. And I hired a great company who's doing a lot of the things for me. And thank God for that. But you're always going to run into road bumps. If everything was a clear path forward, everyone would be doing the same thing and crushing it. But you got to find your why and what your purpose is. And most people wait for the perfect timing on things. Let me tell you this, there's no perfect timing on anything. Perfect timing never comes. And if you wait, you're going to be waiting forever. And I've been there before. And, you know, you always think, hey, maybe things will change. Maybe things will get better. But in reality is somebody's always out for themselves to do their own thing and to do it in any way like that. So that's all. And I feel like, you know, if you're out there, write your dreams down, write the small things you want to do to move closer. And it's, you know, don't do it in a week from now, 2 months from now, do it today. Like get focused. Like now's the time. We're going into the end of the year. There's a lot of good things happening and you want to be ready. If your goal's next year, like if you're not planning on it now, you're planning too late, right? You're planning too late. So I think those are all good things. So I wanted to make this short, but I wanted to tell you like dreams don't chase themselves. Discipline creates consistency. Resilience keeps you moving when it gets hard, and action is what turns your dreams into reality. Everything I built came down to those three things. And if I can do it, I promise you can do it too. So I want you guys to really think about these things and think about your vision and your dream and all those awesome things with it. And at the end of the day, you're going to be able to make something great happen. And if you work with the right people and you have the right people in your circle, you're going to make it happen and do it better than you could ever do it by yourself. And that's real talk there. So thanks for listening and thanks for hanging out with me today. Let's keep chasing our dreams and making them happen together. In our next episode, we're going to do a market update because there's a lot of great things coming your way. And if you're looking to buy, sell, refinance, or if you're a realtor partner out there looking to partner with a great mortgage company who has their shit together, I will tell you, I have your back and I want to talk to you. So we'll talk soon. And thank you for listening to Real Talk with Matt.